Hi everyone, I'm here with my student Todd. Todd is an emergency room nurse at one of the local hospitals here, which seems to get quite a bit of action. Right, Todd?
Yes.
Would you agree, disagree?
Yeah, we get at least one stabbing, like once a week at least.
One stabbing at least once a week, okay. How about gunshot wounds?
Not much lately. Guns
Good.
are illegal in New York.
So we're not. So we're
So-
not. You know, we're not allowed to carry knives here in New York City, if you guys didn't know that.
Maybe in the summer more frequently, maybe every other week or so.
Okay. In your experience so far, now you've been an emergency room nurse for a few years, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's your opinion? Do you find that most of the fatalities, the people that come in who die from knife wounds, is that often or not really?
Surprisingly, I feel like it's not very often.
Good. Good.
I know you were having a discussion about the effectiveness of small blades on one of your blogs, and it made me think about all the wounds that I see in the emergency room. A lot of them are slashes committed by small blades and razors, and they come in looking very messy. There's blood all over the limbs, blood all over the shirts and the body, so it gets very hectic and we don't really know what's going on. But once all that chaos dies down and you really look at the patient or the victim, however you want to look at it, you see that these wounds, many of them are very superficial, mostly to the arms, to the back, and to the legs, and most often than not, it's not cutting anything serious, just flesh and fat.
Right. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing because, you know, definitely people, you know, at least the perps, it's good that they don't know. For better effect, they really should be thrusting. You agree?
I definitely agree. We've had, like, when I first started, there was one case of a stabbing to the neck, and it was a small puncture wound to the carotid, and it actually hit the carotid, and every time we did CPR, blood would just come out, and we just could not save that guy.
Right.
Other than that small wound, there was nothing else on him.
Wow. So one shot, small puncture wound, got him right in the carotid.
Yes.
That's horrible. Do you find that there are a lot of attacks that are directed towards the back?
Most of the injuries that I see are towards the back, towards the sides, like the flanks, and probably defensive wounds on the arms.
So it's probably not a bad conjecture to say that oftentimes people are being ambushed. You know, attacked from behind a lot of times, or maybe from the side, more often than being attacked directly from the front.
I would, judging from the stories, I would say that I would agree that they were being ambushed, and their initial response was to run, turning their backs or their sides.
And obviously the running was not effective.
No.
Okay. Which we will see being addressed on another vlog. Like my conjecture that oftentimes we don't have a choice and we do try to run, you know, whether we get obstructed by the environment, like, you know, we're in a building or in a store and we can't get out. Sometimes people aren't that fast and not that conditioned in shape to be able to like really sprint for a long extended period of time.
I mean, judging, like, as a spin-off to your comment, like, we're in the city. Most of the buildings are apartment buildings. I work in inner city area with a lot of projects. So there really is not a lot of place to run. When we were talking about ambushes, a lot of them were met coming outside of their apartment building's door. So you either run into your attacker or you run back into your cramped hallway. So there really is not a lot of places to move to.
Okay. Would you say that it seems like there was a lot of intimidation, or people did not really seem to even notice until they were getting stuck with a blade that they were being attacked with a knife? like when you hear the stories that the people tell you, was there any theme that seemed prevalent?
Most of them were just trying to get away, and they didn't realize until probably after their adrenaline died down, that they were injured.
Mm-hmm.
Which says a lot to the effectiveness of the attack as well.
Right. Now, how about defensive wounds on the hand? Was that very common or not really? Or did you see more of it on the arms?
I would see more of it on the arms, little lacerations towards the fingers, nothing really much to the hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The reason I ask that is because I know that in class, students who are not familiar with how to work against a knife, oftentimes will reach. So I was wondering if that was, something that, may have caught your eye, that, people were reaching a lot and getting cut in the hand. So I was just wondering about that.
I remember learning from you, and I always had a tendency to reach as well. There are always, when there's defensive wounds, there are pretty much always injuries to the hands. They're just very minor to our point of view.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we kind of just bypass it, a few stitches here and there.
Right. How often do you need to use a tourniquet?
In the emergency room, I brought up that question, how come we don't have tourniquets supplied here? And the response I got from my administration was, we have an operating room. If you need a tourniquet, you should be bringing them up to the operating room instead. We do have, I'd say it's more frequent to see tourniquets being used from NYPD or EMS applying them, and that may be due to their training and availability as well. But as far as arterial bleeds from knife attacks, I don't really see too much.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, all right. Thank you, Todd, very much for helping me out with this vlog.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your insight. Thank you. Thanks very much to Todd. He's a longtime student of mine, and we're very proud of the work he's done and, all of his effort into helping out the community. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, please share them with us in the comments below. If there's anything you want us to discuss or present to you, please let us know. Okay? Thanks a lot. Talk to you all soon. Stay well.